Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Metuchen Borough Council for June 9, 2025. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Law 1975, Chapter 231. Said notice was published in the Home News Tribune on December 18, 2024, posted in Borough Hall and on file in the clerk's office. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Please join us for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Ms. Zupan?
Councilmember Branch?
Here.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Here.
Councilmember Hyman?
Here.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Here.
Council President Delia?
Here.
Mayor Bush?
Here. Is there a motion to open the agenda session?
I make a motion to open the agenda session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Agenda session's open. Anything for the agenda? Additions, subtractions?
I have no changes tonight,
modifications?
Mayor.
No changes? Anything? Anyone? No? Is there a motion to close the agenda session?
I make a motion to close the agenda
There's been a
session.
motion. Is there a second?
Second,
All
but
those in-
my mic's not on. There we go. Now
That was
it's
your- I
on.
heard your second,
I know.
Councilmember. Okay, good.
I really don't
All
need the
those in
mic.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are up to public comment. Just to let everybody know, we are not speeding through this meeting, but both Councilmember Jethwani and I have kids who, we just came from the eighth grade promotion ceremony here, and we'd like to be able to rejoin our families for dinner afterward if possible. So we are sort of moving at an expeditious pace. As I ask council members as well as possible to, keep your comments or your reports as brief as you can, but certainly we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to say what they need, including the public. So we have public comment now. Anyone wishing to address the council, please do so. You can come to the microphone, just your name and address for the record. Thank you very much.
So Sean Dacey, 21 Station Place, Metuchen. My family's lived here since 1999. I think you're all doing a fantastic job, each and every one of you. Metuchen is looking great, especially with the recent festivities. Very happy with it. With that said, over time, the town has changed a lot. The biggest thing being that it's now a destination. People want to come here, people want to spend money here, support businesses. That's good. What I do see is a lot of people who've never come here before, who don't necessarily know the the roads and the driving situation, are coming to Metuchen. And in some situations, it's actually quite challenging for them to navigate exactly like where to make a turn, how to turn safely, et cetera, et cetera. So the reason I'm here specifically is because my wife and I, who both live downtown, have almost been hit by a car twice. Like the most recent time, the car probably came like 4 feet away from smacking into both of us. The intersection in particular that I think is the challenge is where it's like the Greek on Main to Kai's,
Hillside and New.
and then Manasquan Bank to Manja,
Yeah.
Toscano. We've gotten almost hit on both of those crosswalks. And it's usually a car that's going to make a left turn that sees the green light and just goes for it. And the second time it happened, we were already looking to make sure the car wasn't going to come, and the car just went for it. So like my thoughts on it, and I don't know it's in the power of your council, is to either leave the red light and put the walk signal to give pedestrians 10, 15 seconds, or put like one of those left turn greens, so they're not overwhelmed by the light turning green and all these cars going everywhere. Because my wife and I are in our early 30s, we're agile, but if it was an elderly person or a child, I promise you a person would have been hit. Hence why I'm here today to make you all aware of this so that doesn't happen. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Dacey, thank you very much for your comments. I'm going to refer this over to the council president. We'll take your comment in 1 second. I just want to respond to Mr. Dacey's comment. The council president will respond because we've got a lot going on in the next within the next year with respect to a grant that's going to improve things. And obviously, Council President Dealey is also the liaison to the Traffic and Transportation Committee. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mr. Dacey, so thank you for your comments. We hear this a lot, especially at that particular intersection. It's the one that we spent a lot of time and paid a lot of attention to. So what you're describing is the leading pedestrian interval. That's where all traffic is stopped and the pedestrian has a certain number of seconds to start walking, to sort of get a head start, to get themselves out into the intersection, to be visible in the intersection before any cars are coming. And that is something that we're going to be doing at that intersection that you're describing. This is part of the Main Street Safety Improvement Grant, which we received 2017, I think,
Yeah.
2018. It takes a long time for these projects. I wish they didn't, but we are right on the cusp of starting to get work done on that project. So that is something that's coming, and also I just want to say I'm very sorry that you guys have experienced this within our town. It's something that, for me personally, and I know for everyone else up here, is something that we are so scared of, and we don't want that to happen to anybody. So we're trying our best to make it as walkable as possible. Thank you, Mayor.
Can I say one remark as
Yes,
well?
go ahead,
It's really
Councilmember.
important. I'll be short. So, yeah, I too am concerned about that particular intersection and traffic around town. There's just one remark you said, and I just want to make sure I just address this in public. It's not clear, with the distribution of people who violate these traffic laws in town, pedestrian and traffic. I've been in Jersey 6 years. I've seen a lot of traffic issues and traffic behavior almost around this entire state, around the entire Northeast. So definitely empathize with what you're saying. I feel it too, as a pedestrian, as a driver, but I just want to make sure that we don't necessarily rule a certain population out.
I only said that because one of the cars was from
New York.
Although,
There you go, New York.
I will say though, culturally, with the work that's been done here in Metuchen, that the residents here have become more, maybe not altogether, we're working on that, familiar with some of the importance of watching for pedestrians, for example. And yes, with Waze and other GPS systems and the advent of, obviously, I should say the increase in shipping and all the other kinds of issues that we have with trucks and other, vehicles coming through town, it's just difficult, to help others who may not be from, working regularly like we are, all of us collectively on moving forward in that way. It's difficult for us to explain this to everyone as they're coming into town. There's just no way to do it. It's great to live in the middle of everything. It's also difficult to live in the middle of everything, and it cuts both ways. So I'm really sorry that happened to you, and that's already been expressed, but, we're going to keep working. And as you can tell from Council President, there's actual steps on the way that should make a market improvement in the near future. So thank you. And the next person?
Oh, Mayor, I was going to ask if I could.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to quickly say, I feel your pain about that. And also another area is where the train station, where people go in, where they're coming back from Manhattan. Yesterday, 3 cars in a row, like it was a normal thing to do. They're waiting, there was a line of them waiting to turn out where it's no exit. They're not supposed to exit there. And I'm afraid that people who are not used to it, who know that they shouldn't be coming out there, might cross, and then someone will just come and make a right turn and hit them, so.
Yeah, it's
While we're on
risky.
that subject.
Sir, name and address for the record, please.
My name is Boris Bilimoria, and I live in Franklin Square since last 25 years in Metuchen. And I have been watching this signal, the stop signal at the intersection of Center Street and Middlesex Avenue, where the Provident Bank is. And that light, that button is not working since last 3 or 4 months. So when I come back from work from New York, it's very difficult to cross because nobody stops because that button doesn't work. And with all due respects, I have sent several emails to you also about that. So my suggestion to solve this problem is that why don't you install a light which is like Pearl Street where it flashes, because this is a very small light and all the drivers even do not watch that light. It's a very old and very small light. So whatever lights you have installed on Pearl Street, which are a stop sign, a big stop sign with lights flashing, I would suggest that you look into that and install that on that intersection, because it is very dangerous. There is cars coming, taking a left turn to go onto Pearl Street. It's very difficult to cross the road.
So I appreciate your comments, and actually I wasn't aware that it still wasn't working, and I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. I'm very familiar with that intersection because, as you know, we used to be neighbors, and I lived on that
Yeah.
very corner, and I used to almost get hit by vehicles regularly with my then small children.
Yes.
And so I'm very familiar with it, and we will follow up. The complication, to the extent that it, from our side, it's not something that residents think about, but it is a state road, and so that adds a layer of complication and bureaucracy that is frustrating for us as we work towards this, but I appreciate the feedback. We will obviously pay attention to the fact that apparently it hasn't been fixed, or it was, and it's broken again, or whatever's going on.
Yeah,
Okay?
it is. I'm talking about the Center Street and Middlesex Avenue.
Very familiar with it. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you very
Thank
much. Yes. Just name and address for the record, please.
Should I say my name?
Name and address for the record. Yes. Thank you.
I'm Samitha Bairi, and I live at 92 Prestwick Way, Edison, New Jersey. Good evening, council members. I'm Samitha Bairi, a freshman at John P. Stevens High School in Edison and a member of the New Jersey Student Sustainability Coalition. Today, I want to request your unanimous support to endorse a resolution in support of the New Jersey Climate Superfund Act. This is a proposed legislation that would hold major fossil fuel companies accountable for the significant damage that they produce. With the act enforced, these significantly contributing companies would be required to pay for the damages and costs associated with climate-related disasters and resilience in the state. The way this would work is, first, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, or the DEP, will identify which fossil fuel companies are most responsible for over 1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions between 1995 and present day. Then, after assessing the damages and looking into specific affected aspects like public health, infrastructure, and the environment, the companies which are identified would be required to make payments proportional to their share of emissions. These payments would contribute to a fund managed by the DEP and will be used to support climate resilience and adaptation projects across the state, like upgrading stormwater systems and improving public health initiatives. The fact that I want to stress is that we are moving into a time where environmental protection is being forgotten and neglected, especially by the federal government. This is a crucial time for us all to finally recognize how vital such resolutions are to securing the green futures of our residents and those to come. The NJSSC, which I said I was a member of earlier, is made up of high school students across the state that work together on sustainability projects, and we also welcome any Metuchen students that would like to be involved as well. And I would also like to acknowledge your past efforts in establishing a clean environment here in Metuchen. Your support and endorsement of the resolution supporting the New Jersey Green Amendment was very much appreciated and did make a difference. Thank you so much for that. And I'm hoping your efforts don't stop there and that you can continue to show how much you care about New Jersey's youth and wildlife. These small steps may not seem like much, but as they all say, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will a sustainable planet if we don't consider all the tiny steps that will one day lead us to a waste-free and healthy environment for everyone, even future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samitha.
And I have the copy.
I was going to ask you, is there something that you could provide to us by providing a copy to our borough clerk? Thank you, Samitha. I appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you. Good job. Any other members of the public looking to address the council? Okay, seeing none, we're going to close public comment, and we're going to go on to the council meeting minutes.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve Borough Council meeting minutes of April 28th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
I am. Yes.
Okay, for the record, Councilmember Hyman was, I think, absent for that meeting and is going to
Thank you.
abstain.
Noted.
All right.
I make a motion to approve communications consent agenda items A through G.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We're up for the municipal budget.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-162 to read the budget by title only at the public hearing, and 2025-163 certifying the equal opportunity compliance.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I make a motion to accept the Chief Financial Officer's certification of the approved budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, and now, Ms. Zupan, would you please read the budget by title only?
Municipal budget for the Borough of Metuchen, County of Middlesex for the calendar year 2025.
Okay, this is the 2025 budget. Are there any members of the community wishing to address the council on the budget? This is the public hearing for the 2025 municipal budget. Anyone? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing on the 2025 municipal budget. Council President?
Sure. I make a motion to pass the 2025 municipal budget for the Borough of Metuchen on second reading and publish according to law.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
If I can, Mayor,
Sure,
I just wanted
Councilmember.
to reiterate, and I know this was some time back, so the budget that we're voting on here obviously includes multiple portions of people's tax bills. The local tax portion is, is a smaller proportion, let's say, of this budget. And again, from what I heard from our BA and CFO, it covers, police, public works, recreation, senior services, all of these types of components. So I just want to be clear as we're thinking and as we've discussed about this budget that, it contains several components, and the local sort of component of it is a smaller proportion of the component compared to the school budget.
Okay, I think our Borough Administrator, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who was part of putting this budget together. It's no easy task. Government gets, at least sometimes local government in particular, a lot of people think all we want to do is spend, 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 but we've been very rigorous in terms of the dollars that are spent here. As Councilperson Jaswani has mentioned, it's only one portion. Yes, the borough sends out the tax bills, but there are other entities that also add to that tax bill, the school, which is the Board of Ed, and also Middlesex County. So it's a
And
collaboration.
the library, too.
And the library
Small
as well.
portion, yes.
Which we acknowledge in our budget, but that's, and that's statutorily mandated. So, it costs something to provide the services we provide. I'm proud of the services that we provide. I'm proud of the things that we do here. And, like anything else, there are factors, inflation and all of those things, contractual agreements that we have to abide by. So I thank the Finance Committee, Councilman Delia, Councilperson Jaswani, the mayor, my wonderful CFO, Becky Cuthbert, and everyone who's been instrumental, all of my department heads who really towed the line this year because we knew it was going to be a tough year in terms of having some debt come on board. And I just appreciate everybody's cooperation and collaboration. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if any other council members have anything to add or questions at all for this. I know we went through this substantially in committee, and then we obviously discussed it at the last meeting, or the last meeting, or 2 meetings ago?
No, it's in April.
The April meeting, 2 meetings ago. But I know how hard you all work on this, because the questions that I get in the meetings about, what do you have to choose between this, and you can't have them both. And, there's a lot of careful deliberation that goes on behind the scenes here to ensure that, the increases are as small as they possibly can be. And then we take all those, factors into account. I think, people don't realize the amount of work that goes into these types of things. And, I really appreciate, Ms. Cuthbert, the work that you put in. I know you're a close advisor to our borough administrator, and the borough administrator obviously takes this stuff very seriously, and you all, do incredible work for our community on our behalf. So thank you very much for everything you put into this. Anything else from the council? No? Okay, we have the motion, the second, the discussion. We go to roll call vote.
Councilmember Branch?
Yes.
Councilmember Jamoy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Council President Delia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great.
All right, Ms. Zupan, would you please read ordinance 2025-11 by title only?
Ordinance 2025-11, ordinance amending Chapter 93 of the Code of the Borough of Metuchen entitled Fire Prevention, specifically 9310 entitled Registration Fees.
Okay, at this time, we're going to open public hearing on ordinance 2025-11. This is with respect to, what's this? Which one is it? Registration fees. Yes, is updating the fees on the fire prevention ordinance. So we do this from time to time as a housekeeping matter. But anybody from the public wishing to address the fees on the fire registration? Seeing none? I'm going to close the public hearing on 2025-11. Council President?
Sorry, Mayor, we're just.
That's
looking
okay.
at The agenda, okay. I make a motion to pass ordinance 2025-11 on second reading and published according to law.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please. Ms. Zupan?
Councilmember Branch?
Yes.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Council President Delia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great. Ms. Zupan, when you're done taking your notes, would you please read ordinance 2025-12 by title only?
Ordinance 2025-12, bond ordinance appropriating $3,601,913 and authorizing $2,910,000 bonds or notes of the borough for various improvements and purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Borough of Metuchen and the County of Middlesex, New Jersey.
Okay, these are our capital bond ordinance here. We're going to open the public hearing for 2025-12. Anybody wishing to address the council on this one? Okay, seeing none, we're going to close the public hearing on 2025-12. Council President,
I make a motion to pass ordinance 2025-12 on second reading and published according to law.
is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please. Ms. Zupan?
Okay, Councilmember Branch?
Yes.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Council President Delia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ms. Zupan, would you please read ordinance 2025-13 by title only?
Yes, give me one sec. Ordinance 2025-13, ordinance amending section 169-3E of the Code of the Borough of Metuchen entitled Membership and Fees.
I move that ordinance 2025-13 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing set down for Monday, June 30th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please. Ms. Zupan?
Councilmember Branch? Councilmember Jamboy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Council President Delia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Report of our Borough Administrator. Anything?
Nothing at this
Nothing at this time. Council members, Council President Delia.
Yes, very quickly, Traffic and Transportation, along with our friends at Keep Middlesex Moving, are going to be at the Farmers Market on June 21st. And they're going to be there to discuss some exciting bike lane improvements coming, specifically the Grove Avenue, which is imminent, and then also a proposal for Hillside Avenue that we're looking to get feedback on. So please come out, grab some produce at the market, and give us your feedback. And then secondly, this was mentioned at the last meeting, which is just to reiterate, the Metuchen High School has been removed as one of the polling places, which means there's a few changes. District 1 is now going to be voting at Campbell. District 3 is going to be voting at Moss. And District 10 is going to be voting at Edgar. If you are affected by this, you have been notified. And if you haven't been notified, then you're not affected probably. So that's my
Great.
report.
Excellent. And I know Ms. Zupan works hard on making sure those elections are properly communicated, and thank you for that. Okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes, just very briefly, on the library, Tuesday, June 17th, there will be an information session on foster care and adoption at 6:30 p.m. Folks who are interested can register on the library website. On June 24th, the library is going to kick off its summer reading program. And just a note that the library board of directors will be meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. And that's my report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Hyman?
Yes, thank you. Just CARES Committee wants you to make sure that you mark your calendars for National Night Out, which will happen on August 5th this year. It'll be at the pool, and CARES will be providing some sort of refreshments. We're looking into that. More details to follow. Just make sure you mark your calendars for that. Also, Overdose Awareness Night is August 28th. We'll be here at the Borough. We do have a backup plan this year, so we will make sure that everybody knows to watch for any signs that weather will change the location of that event. Their next meeting is coming up July 17th, or June 17th. Parade Committee's meeting is June 17th at 7:15, and the Board of Health meeting is September 10th at 7:30. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Jamboy?
Okay, so the Shade Tree Commission had a successful tree time event. I'd like to thank the 8 residents that came out to assist in trimming and cleaning up of our town trees. The Environmental Commission got word that they were awarded the grant from ANJEC, which is the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions, for $1,500 for a project that we want to embark on regarding removal of invasive plants and replanting native species. So I'm happy to report that grant. And then just briefly, I want to remind people to please consider, especially now over the summer, to donate to the food bank, various things like canned meats, fish, canned fruit, cereal, anything you think you'd like to eat, these people would like to eat too. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilmember. Councilmember Branch?
Thank you. So the Arts Council is recruiting volunteers for the photojournalism project that is organized around the Metuchen 125th anniversary. And also, really congratulations to the HRC, Human Relations Commission, as well as Recreation Commission. They did a lot of work, especially the HRC, over the last 3 events we had downtown, the 125th birthday, Pride, as well as Juneteenth. And speaking of teenth, it's Friday the 13th, so watch your black cats and your mirrors. That's it.
And that's it? All right. Well, just since you mentioned, and we're still waiting on the officers, so I'm sitting here like speeding through to ensure that my son still considers me a competent father here. Just to raise the issue for those I earlier mentioned is that Vanita and my son are involved in the 8th grade promotion ceremony. I guess they're just leaving. So we're missing the after pictures, which makes me feel even worse, of course, but.
We'll Photoshop you in, don't worry.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure some people in town could do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've got a guy.
But then we're leaving after that to go to dinner, I guess. At least I am going to dinner with my family, so I'd like to at some point do that. But the most important thing, of course, is that we have our, swearings in for our Metuchen Police Department. So I'm just asking for the chief's response on that. But I want to react to what Councilmember Branch said with respect to the 125th birthday party. I was not able to make Juneteenth on the following night, but I was thrilled to see how well the Pride event went. And of course, the 125th birthday party was just such a feel-good event. It was really special. It was pulled together in a way with our borough working closely with the MDA. And a special thanks to, Dawn Mackey and her volunteers, our borough administrator who talk about leeway on certain things. We've worked really well together. And sometimes there's a sausage factory effect here. It's just similar with the budget. You work very hard to get to a place where everyone's comfortable, and the party was a great example of that. And it really did feel like a birthday party for our town. It was really exciting, in particular, to see the kids and how excited they were. I don't know if you noticed this, but they actually thought of it as a birthday party, as if they were going to like their friend's birthday party, and talking to them about it and sort of saying happy birthday to their town. It was a really interesting concept. I mean, we're not going to have a birthday party every year. And the next time we have one, presumably, Melissa's like, no. The next time we have one will be at, maybe 150, or who knows, our successors decide. We will likely not be here, God willing, will not be in these positions by then. But anyway, the most important thing is that this town, I think, felt celebrated, and the people properly, worked with, got what they needed for that. Oh, yes, also, thank you. Yeah, the worst part of this job is forgetting people who you really need to thank. But Brianne, our recreation director, slash senior director, and Wendy Richards, who worked very closely together, did the rec commission, the 125th, Metuchen is America committee. The volunteers are the lifeblood of this town. I was telling someone today about that, who's not from Metuchen, about how important it is for our volunteer corps, and how we wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for that. So that's particularly important. With that, there's some exciting announcements on the horizon, but we have to pace ourselves because we're not quite there on certain things. But, I will say that the Forum Theater application is due next week for the tax credit program, so we're excited about that.
Friday.
It's due this week, this Friday. Yes, you don't want to miss that deadline.
Friday the 13th.
So Friday the 13th, right, exactly. So good things are happening. Yes.
Metuchen High School graduation.
And Metuchen High School graduation is next week. That's your daughter's
Friday the
graduation. On Friday the 13th. Well, look, sometimes these things can actually be good luck, I guess. Okay, new business consent agenda?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the new business consent agenda resolutions 2025-164 to 2025-180.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, new business.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-181, authorizing the payment of the bill list in the amount of $3,465,255.54.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, so we are now at the point of our meeting where we would otherwise adjourn, but we have the police officer swearing in, so Yeah, so, anything I need to, is that related to the swearing in? No? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a temporary recess. I'm going to take a temporary, ask for a motion for a temporary recess until the officers can be here for the program. What's that? We're all going to sit here, please, so that we can get started as soon as this is possible, but our timing didn't quite work out the way we'd hoped. It's okay, we'll do that in a second. So just ask for a motion for a temporary recess, which we hope is not more than 5 or 10 minutes at the most.
I make a motion to go into recess.
There's been a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, let's hang out here, and we'll wait for our department to be ready for the swearing in. to, go ahead.
Mayor, I make a
Back to
motion to
recess?
return to regular session.
There's been a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, we have returned to public for a really honorable reason here. We're going to be swearing in an officer and promoting a officer to sergeant. And I'm going to ask that, we're going to start with the new officer, if that's okay. Sean Brody, and I guess any person that's going to be up here with you, family members? Once you, come over here. So the most important thing is that, A, we swear you in, but B, get a good picture, okay? So my parents are going to stand right here, make a circle, right there. Yes. Okay. So we just have to say it loud enough so that you can be heard. We have these drop-down microphones, so just imagine you're trying to speak into here, okay? You just put your right hand up, please. Okay. I, Sean A. Brody,
I, Sean A. Brody,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
and the ordinances of
and the ordinances of
the Borough of Metuchen,
the Borough of Metuchen,
and obey all the rules
and obey all the rules
and regulations
and regulations
and lawful orders of
and lawful orders of
the Metuchen Police Department,
the Metuchen Police Department,
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
Metuchen Borough Police Officer,
Metuchen Borough Police Officer,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank
officer. I got it. I got it. So who's doing this? Okay. Congratulations, by the way. Thank you very much. It's all right. It's the least you can do with all the work you put in here. There you go.
Yeah,
Watch your
right?
finger. We don't want any injuries. There you go, perfect. Now you just have to, yeah. Just turn it, yeah, exactly. Oh. Yeah. I second that. You good? You guys can fix that when we, perfect. You good? Yeah. All right, congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Officer? Sean?
Oh, congratulations and welcome.
Welcome. Congrats, man.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations. I got it. Okay. Happy for you. This is really
Oh, yeah, don't knock my name over.
The one you gotta worry about.
Let's just put him on it. Hi, Jonathan. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's the woman right there. You know, someone got to hold the
Who's
Bible.
gonna hold the Bible? Mom, Dad, all of you?
Whoever wants to hold the
Want
Bible.
Put your hands in, it's fine.
You good?
This is old hat for you, you know,
I
right?
know.
Okay. Just repeat after me, and it's Chicho.
Yeah,
Chicho.
that's it.
That's what I make sure. Okay. I,
I,
Emeka Chijoki,
Emeka Chijoki,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
and
Constitution
laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
and the ordinances of
and the ordinances of
the Borough of Metuchen,
the Borough of Metuchen,
and obey all the rules
and obey all the rules
and regulations
and regulations
and lawful orders of
and lawful orders of
the Metuchen Police
the
Department,
Metuchen Police
and
Department,
faithfully
and
discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
Metuchen Borough Patrol Sergeant,
Metuchen Borough Patrol Sergeant,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my
so
ability.
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
All right, you. So the first one goes in here, second one comes out here. First one goes, no, hold the shirt. Yeah, first one goes in. There you go. And second one comes out. Take it out. Take it out there. Get it out. It's okay, there. Yeah, and then close it. Yeah. Just force it, that's fine. And then put it in there and close it. Put it in. There you go. No. Put it in. There you go. No, it's not in. Okay.
Nice.
Let's
It's open.
close.
Yeah.
And then close it. Close it. There you go. Ah, my God.
Thank you.
I guess I can do this now, right?
That's great. Really happy. Congratulations.
Congrats, you're little.
You know, it's always wonderful when we have these ceremonies, these programs, because it shows just the commitment, both from the department, when you see this room lined with officers and other, rank and file Metuchen police members, and then obviously you have the borough's commitment as well. This is an incredibly healthy relationship, and we certainly appreciate the chief. I know the chief's going to want to say a few words. You want to take the microphone? No, go ahead.
So just again, thanks to the council, mayor, everyone for believing in what we had a vision of when we started out. We're up to 33. I think you'll hit on that in a minute, where we've been. So first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Sean Brody. Graduated off of Ford's High School, or Woodbridge High School in 2015, went into New Jersey Corrections. He was there from 2018 to 23, and then Roselle Park from 23 until we were able to lure him away. He was a finalist in our first set of interviews that we did when I think Mr. Charles got hired, and he said, I want to come here and be an officer. So the next time he showed up, sure enough, he became an officer. So I appreciate you. He's from a proud line of service. I know his mom's a teacher, his brother serves in the Navy, and his sister is a nurse. Fun fact about Mr. Brody over there is he can get it on when he has to. He's an MMA fighter, so he's going to keep the streets quiet, for sure. But he's better with a smile. A little bit about Emeka. It's been a long time coming. Appreciate seeing you here, man. I worked a lot of road with you, and feels good to see you in that spot. Emeka was born in Nigeria and came to this country with his parents. He grew up in Patterson, went to East Side High School, but he went to the Harp Academy. You didn't go to the tough East Side, we know that. Graduated from there in 2006. 2002. Went to Ramapo College, graduated in 2006. Went route to the Passaic County Sheriff's Department in the beginning. Left there for Patterson PD, and he was part of a huge layoffs in New Jersey in 2011. Got hired by us after that. I remember when Emeka walked into the PD, I was like, I don't know if Patterson's going to work out in Metuchen. I really didn't know. But he's got an electric smile. He won all the people over in the borough, so I couldn't be more proud. Just to give you an example of what I think of this police department, on my way here, I'm leaving my street, I'm in sweats, coming in to get changed to do this. I hear over the air that there's a confrontation going on Central Avenue, so I said, oh, I'll go show up over there. Same time, my friend calls me up, a dear friend, says his father just passed in hospice. So he said, Artie, I'd like for you to come over here. We have to call the police. I said, sure, no problem. So, and every day there's that part where it's sad. But it's moments like these that make it all worthwhile in a borough like this that we're committed to. I'd like to thank all the officers for coming out. Even see some retired guys back there. Sarge, good to see you, McDuffie. Chris Brown in the back over there, and a lot of other officers from other places. Fun fact about Mecca, he's going to kill me for this one. I heard you're a prince. Is that right? And the Queen's right over there. So Mecca heads back to Nigeria a lot of times. He has family back there, and it's always a great story to hear when he comes back. So I appreciate you sharing that with us, and appreciate you sharing him with us. So everyone, thank you again, and thank you to the Borough Council.
Okay, I think we already approved the payment of the bills list, correct?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so we just gotta adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
There's been a motion, is there a second? All
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Lisa, on your daughter's graduation.
Thank you.
All right, and see you June 30th, everyone. Thank you.
All right.